Grit podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Boggs, and today we're doing something a little bit different. This episode will actually be published as a video cast and as a podcast on the website. So whether you want to watch it as a video or listen to it as audio, we can do it either way. So this is a special edition. First, I want to introduce you to my friend here today. This is Julia Hanson, everybody. I'm going to let her introduce herself here in a second so you kind of know who's talking to you and why her opinion matters. But we are going to talk about body image today. And what kind of inspired this podcast is we're about to do a nutrition challenge at our CrossFit gym. We both are coaches at Black Dog CrossFit. And we have a summer body nutrition challenge coming up here soon. And it kind of sparked, I guess, a topic of interest with us. So we're going to talk about, I just kicked the table that this computer is sitting on. So sorry about that. So we're going to talk about that today. And things we've dealt with and that we know some of you out there are dealing with and kind of how to get through them. So do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Julia. I am originally from Arkansas, if you can't pick that up by the accent. Health and fitness has been a huge part of my life. I've kind of been a roller coaster with it. Here in Lawton, I'm actually interning to be a coach at Black Dog CrossFit, and it's really helping me on my fitness journey and my health journey also. And I'm a pretty laid back person.
She balances me out.
I train with Courtney, so I'm pretty laid back, pretty chill, and I guess that's about it.
I mean, because I do. So obviously we both CrossFit. If you haven't picked that up yet, then you clearly didn't listen to the first, 2 minutes of this or whatever. But CrossFit kind of has some body image stereotypes attached to it.
Absolutely.
I would say something that people don't realize is there are different levels of CrossFit. Yeah. So just because you've seen the CrossFit games on TV doesn't mean you actually understand CrossFit. Anyone can do CrossFit. It's for everybody. So you're going to see all different shapes, sizes, skill levels. But there's definitely, when you're as serious about CrossFit as we are, you get comments like, but you look like a man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Or why do you want to look like that?
Yeah. Or do you take steroids? Things like that.
And just a lot of why would you want your body to look that way? You look manly. You don't look feminine anymore. Just a lot of stuff, negative body images that make you feel a certain way about yourself. And it makes you think like, well, do I really look like a man?
Yeah.
Do I really look like a man when I'm trying to look feminine?
Right. And it's easy to kind of become obsessed with it, I guess, in a way. And so one thing that has definitely been hard for me is the balance between aesthetics, like looking good, and being able to perform.
Yeah.
And that's a hard balance for a lot of people to find, because I do feel like as women, it is very natural to think about the way we look and the way we're perceived by other people. And so nutrition and things like that, which obviously we're going to talk about that as well, since we're going to talk about the nutrition challenge. But you have to find that line between, am I eating to look sexy or am I eating to fuel my body? Right. And I think that mindset makes all the difference.
Absolutely.
And for me, when I'm concerned about the way I look and if I'm hot in whatever outfit I'm wearing, or when I go to the lake or whatever, that's how you know you live in Oklahoma, when you're going to the lake, not the beach. It's not a beach body, it's a lake body. Anyways, I'm rigid, and I'm like, I have to eat this and this and this, but I'm focusing on just the numbers versus what it's actually doing to my body. Right. Whereas when I'm eating for performance, I'm thinking and I'm being more conscious about what I'm putting in my body. And that's a more long-term thing that can be achieved, I would say. Yeah. Because if all you're focused on is putting your numbers in the Better Human app or MyFitnessPal or whatever, and that's all you're focused on, you're not actually thinking about how your body's responding and what fuel is good for your body and the quality of the fuel you're putting into your body.
Yeah, there's definitely has to be a happy medium there with tracking your macros and then eating the correct things when
Right.
you're tracking your macros. Just because they fit doesn't mean they're always the right things
Right.
to eat.
Like, if I get up in the morning and eat 2 donuts, I can make that fit into my macros.
Oh,
like, it's
absolutely.
possible. But then I pretty much screw myself over for the rest of the day because those aren't quality
Foods.
carbs, quality fats. That's going to be quick burning. It's mostly sugar, and it's going to go away.
Yep.
Whereas sweet potato or quinoa might...
or even rice.
Even rice is going to have a better, density than cereal or a donut.
And it's gonna react better when you get to your workout. You're not gonna cramp. You're not gonna feel sick. Like, if you eat those 2 donuts, by the time you get to go to work out, you're gonna be crashing hard.
Yeah. Or like when you eat ice cream before a workout. Daniel, I know you're probably not watching this, but if you are, that was a dumb idea. Yeah. Anyways, we just had to throw that in there.
Made that statement.
Don't eat ice cream before you CrossFit, okay, people? I bought it. I'm sorry. My bad, guys. My bad. But I also have heard a lot of... Oh, and I'm also going to be honest that if you listen to my last podcast, I talked about the CrossFit Open. My hair is really flat today. Yeah, it's fine. See, this is why we're having this podcast.
We look great, guys.
Yeah, we look really cute today.
Super prepared for this.
This is kind of like impromptu, so we weren't really camera ready, but it's totally cool. After the Open, I wasn't really happy with my my performance, I guess, and I knew some changes had to be made. And so body image has been something that's kind of hard for me to deal with lately because I'm transitioning. We just started a new strength cycle. Please excuse Ollivander in the background attacking his toy. Anyways, we just started a new strength cycle, and so it's been really easy for me to just look in the mirror and be like, I don't like the way I look. Like, I'm not looking good. I'm not performing well. Like, I'm not happy with where I'm at. And I beat myself up. I'm a perfectionist, so I get in my own head, and then I just dog myself. Like, well, you're not capable of this, and you don't even look good doing it. Why are you here? It's been really easy for me at this point in our training to feel that way, and I am making some adjustments. I know I need to make some adjustments. I have a new nutrition coach, so I'll be working with MyoBrain and doing that thing, so I know that's going to help my performance as well, and probably my body image and the way I look along the way, but that's not really my goal, and that's what I'm having to do right now is switch that mindset, and I feel like that's the problem that a lot of people run into when they start thinking about dieting, because they look at it as these restrictions, like, well, I can't eat this, and I can't eat this, and I can't enjoy this, and I think what we have to realize is that food isn't an indulgence. Like, it's not a hobby that we do from day to day. It's something that actually keeps you living. Like, food is the fuel that maintains your lifestyle and what you do. And you have to switch that mindset to be what's best for your body and not think of it as what's being taken away from you. It's what you're gaining. It's not what you're losing, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that is the biggest thing for, not falling off the bandwagon or dieting and looking really great, and then 3 months later, all of a sudden, you just start eating whatever you want again. You have to have that long-term mindset. Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I know, me personally, I have had, not necessarily now, but in the past, I've had big struggles with food. There was a point in my life in high school, early college, where in my head, and I've been an athlete my entire life, and a decent athlete, that I had this image in my head, and I've always had it up until I discovered CrossFit, that, to look good, you have to be 100 pounds, soaking wet, and, you don't eat this, you don't eat that, you don't eat bread, you don't eat anything, and I really struggled with that for a long time, and I got to the point where I was passing out, and just my mental state, I would honestly say that I probably had some type of an eating disorder, honestly. But once I started CrossFit, I saw, these badass women that,
Excuse me. Oh, what just happened? I really hope this is still recording, guys, because our computer just turned off.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's still recording.
We're good.
That's awkward. I'm sorry. That was a really great story, and then that just made it weird.
But I discovered CrossFit because I wanted to get stronger. Like in college, I started running half marathons. I got down to like 95 pounds, which I'm 5'3", and I don't necessarily know what my build is, but I'm not built to be 100 pounds. Like, it just was not healthy for me. And I would run 8 miles a day, and I would be like, I'm starving, but I had this earlier, so I don't need this. Like, I would just restrict everything from myself. It was a very, very, very unhealthy mindset, especially with the activity level. And that's something else that women need to realize too, is that you have to eat more the more that you do. Like, if you have a job where you're on your feet all day, and then you come to the gym and you're in there for an hour and a half, you have to eat. Like, it's okay to eat. And that's what I've kind of learned on my journey. It's like, I got to CrossFit, I saw all these badass women who are throwing this weight around, doing awesome things. And I'm like, well, why can't I do that? And I had a coach tell me just flat out, like, you're not eating. They're like, you are capable of anything that you want to do, but you have to get yourself right first. Like, and he broke it down like in this way that I guess I needed to really hear. He's like, you don't have this classic car, this nice classic car, and put crap oil and use crappy products to take care of it. It is a fine machine that you want to take care of. You want to feed it good fuel, good gas, and that's like our bodies. Our bodies are a machine, and they're going to run with whatever we give it. So if we're eating crap, if we're not giving ourselves enough nutrients, then nothing's going to happen. Like, your body's going to be dormant. You're not going to achieve things that you could. And you really can't, I know we say it a lot, but you cannot, what am I trying to say? You can't out-exercise a bad diet.
No, you can't. Abs start in the kitchen. That is a real thing.
And I have 100% noticed that. Like, 2-3 years ago, there's no way in the world anyone could have ever convinced me that I needed to eat almost 300 grams of carbs a day. Right. There is no way. I would have said, you're crazy, and I'm not doing that, and I would have been upset about it. Mm-hmm. But today, it's just, I feel so much better. I perform so much better. I've still got a long ways to go.
Right.
But
that's part of the joy of the process, I think.
Is watching yourself. So it's my biggest thing is just don't be afraid to eat. And don't put yourself in a situation where you restrict everything from yourself, because that gets to where you either go crazy and you just have a day where you will literally eat everything that's in front of you, or you're just not fueling your body properly. Like, every now and then it's okay to be like, hey, I really want that ice cream. Yeah. I worked for it. I deserve it. Or I just want it. It's okay. It's all about moderation.
Yes, absolutely. If you're giving yourself good fuel most of the time, then that piece of cake or the ice cream or the donut or whatever every once in a while really isn't that big of a deal. But if that's every meal, that's when you get yourself into a pickle. Right. Or if you just say, forget it, I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to even try to get close, then that can become a bad trend as well. But you have to be willing to be flexible. Yeah. Like, when you go to a wedding, don't be that person who's like, excuse me, how many grams of carbs are in this piece of wedding cake?
Enjoy it. Be able to enjoy a wedding, a meal out with your friends. Like, every now and then it's okay, and everybody deserves that. One meal is not going to kill you.
No, but find that, like keep saying this, but find the happy medium. Yeah. Don't make that a trend. Don't make going out to eat
all the time
a trend, right? It's okay. It's okay for you to do that. But you have to make everything else, pretty consistent in order to be able to enjoy those things without, negative consequences, I guess. Yeah. It's just you gotta find that balance between having fun and fueling.
Yeah.
But you can't always equate food to fun.
No.
And I think that's what a lot of people do, is that I'm having a bad day, I'm going to eat a cookie.
Right.
Or my husband and I are fighting, I'm going to eat ice cream.
Yep.
Or I hate my job, so I'm going to eat all the donuts in the break room.
Yeah. Or I hate my job, I'm going to go out and drink all this alcohol, because alcohol has a ton of sugar, a ton of crap in it. It's okay
really bad for you
to drink every now and then, but it's not something you want to be doing all the time.
No, absolutely not. And that is definitely something we see a lot too, is people are like, I don't understand why I'm gaining weight, but they're partying every Friday and Saturday. Like, honey, beer's empty calories, like,
it's all going to that gut.
Yeah, and I can tell you exactly why you're not losing weight. And actually, that's another thing I see just kind of in general. People are like, I've been really good. Like, I'm meal prepping, I'm hitting my numbers. And I'm like, well, okay, how'd your weekend go? And they're like,
all days, I was just hammered, blackout.
Yeah. And I went to the movies, and I had some popcorn and some candy, and then we went out to eat. And then I was like, but it's the weekend, so it doesn't count, right?
Wrong.
Well,
the weekends count.
The weekends do count. I'm not saying you need to be a total Nazi about it all the time, but you can't work your butt off for 5 days and then have 2 days of doing whatever you want and expect to see big results.
And it's just something that you kind of have to realize for yourself, though.
Yes.
Once you get in a nutrition pattern that works for you, you will start seeing results. You realize, hey, I really like the way I'm feeling. I really like the way I'm performing. I want to do this all the time. And it makes you make more conscious decisions.
Yes,
when you go out to eat. I think, like, oh, that dessert looks real good, but I have a workout at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. Might not
Story of
do it.
Every Friday night.
Might not want to do it because I'm going to feel like crap.
Yeah.
That's how I think. Like, I know if I go out to eat, and I know I'm going out to eat, I'm planning ahead for that. I'm kind of making mental notes of their menu and what I'm going to eat so that I can plan the rest of my day around that.
Like, actually block out
a chunk of
the carbs, protein, and fat.
Yep.
And eat around that for the rest of the day. Because you can control your breakfast and your lunch and your snacks, and then you're not guilty at dinner time. You're not like, oh my God, I hate myself because I ate chips and queso and I'm so fat now, That's because I used to be like that.
Yeah.
I was like that. Like, I would be mad at myself, and then I would just say forget it and start eating whatever I wanted because I didn't feel worthy of taking care of myself.
Yeah. Or I used to tell myself, if I went out to eat, or even when I ate at home, I don't care how hungry you are, you're not finishing everything that's on this plate. Yeah. Like, that was how messed up my body image of myself was. Yeah. Like, I was like, I don't care how hungry you are, what you've done, you're not eating everything on this plate. Now I'm like, I'm going to eat this plate and I'm going to eat another one.
I have been so hungry lately.
I know. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you, Darren. Yes, the hunger has been real, let me tell you. But one thing that you said earlier that was very interesting to me, because I kind of experienced a similar thing, is like the confidence and the mindset change that CrossFit brought you.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you learn so much about yourself. So everyone makes fun of CrossFit and says, oh, you drank the Kool-Aid or this and that. But what people don't realize is that I'm not doing CrossFit just to look good naked or, to be able to throw heavy weights around, which that's fun. I enjoy doing that. But there's so much more to it than just saying I go to CrossFit.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And so much of CrossFit is mental, too.
Oh, yeah.
100%. It's so mental. And I know that CrossFit has helped me in almost every aspect of my life.
Right.
And like not in like a weird, crazy like CrossFit.
Like
yes, CrossFit. Or Dave Castro is our savior.
No.
Or anything.
No, not like that. It's like
it's made me such a stronger person.
All the way, like physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah, 100%. Just all around. And it makes you really take a look at yourself and, you know, the decisions you make and what you're doing, what's good for your life and what's not.
Right.
Blacked out again.
I know. But the light's still on, so I think it's still
Okay.
recording. I think we'll be okay. No, I completely agree, though. Like, I'm a stronger person. I'm mentally tougher.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm more well, I didn't really need help with independence per se, but I'm even more independent than I was, and I have more confidence in myself and my ability to do things.
Yeah.
And I feel like that CrossFit is truly the first thing I've loved since I retired from gymnastics. And for any of you who are familiar with gymnastics, it like consumes your life and soul for as long as you do it. And I competed for 10 years, and I owe everything to that sport. I mean, absolutely everything. It will always have my heart. But I went through a really bad identity crisis.
Oh, yeah.
After I retired.
And I feel like that's super easy to do. I mean, I didn't do gymnastics, but I've played basketball since I was 3 years old. I played soccer, ran track, cross country, and I got to college and I'm like, what do I do now? Because I was so used to having practice. Honestly, I didn't have a life because
I
me
either.
All the time. All my seasons ran into each other. My off seasons ran. So I was practicing all the time.
Yeah.
And I got to college and I was like, well, this is fun. Yeah. What do I do now?
Like, how do I work out? What is a quad machine?
Yeah.
Why do I need to do this?
What are these isolation
movements? I had no idea what to do.
Oh, no.
And CrossFit is truly the only thing that has ever filled that void for me. And I have learned so much about myself through the process. It's crazy. Like, my abilities, what I can endure. Yep. And I think one thing we kind of talked about with Alex the other day was, like, watching your red line change.
Yep.
You know, like, when you first start, it doesn't take long for you to be like, oh, my gosh, I'm dying, right? And watching that red line slowly creep up and up to where you can push through more and more and see, like, I am so much stronger than I ever thought possible.
Yeah, and there's that point, too, where it's your mind that is trying to tell you can't do it. Mm-hmm. Your body's okay. Like, your body is physically okay. You can get through this workout, but it's your mind. And it's been really nice to kind of see myself kind of transition into being able to see that and be able to tell myself, like, Joya, be a big girl right now and finish this, because it's your mind just trying to convince your body it can't.
Yes. Because once upon a time, I would have listened to that voice.
And I would have stopped. I would have cried. I would have gotten emotional about it. And I think, honestly, and I think a lot of it too, I think a lot of it has been the environment that I've been in. Like, I know since I've been at Black Dog also, like, I just feel supported.
Oh, the support system is amazing. It makes a huge difference.
Like, everyone has your back.
Right.
Everyone wants to see you succeed. Whether you're a coach, whether you're just beginning, you're in boot camp, everyone is all about watching people become a better human.
Absolutely. And it's actually funny you said that, because one of my podcast ideas, so spoiler alert, is talking about, like, support systems and removing clutter from your life. And sometimes clutter means people. Yeah. as bad as that sounds. But who you surround yourself with truly will define parts of your life, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're surrounding yourself with bad influences, eventually it's going to take a toll on you in some form or fashion. And not having a support system at all, good, bad, or otherwise, is also dangerous and detrimental to your health, physically, emotionally, mentally. But I think like the little group that we have found at Black Dog, like our little group of people that we train with, has made a huge difference in my life.
Absolutely.
And like just how I look at my day and my mindset and how I look at myself even, and has helped kind of reattach me to my core values, right?
And even Darren and Alex have been such a positive influence and stuff because they're different types of coaches. Mm-hmm. They are very positive and they want you to look at stuff in a positive way, not, you suck. Pick that bar up. Like, I mean,
because that's how I talk to myself sometimes.
But I've seen stuff of like, Sarah Sigmund's daughter and her coach and her crazy coach yelling at her, pick up the bar. Like, that's not what they do. Like, they push us in a way that makes us want to be like, Darren, you're crazy. I hate this workout, but I want to finish it because you programmed it and you know we can do it.
Yeah. And we literally tell him, like, once a week, we're like, Darren, when you programmed this.
This was me yesterday.
I was like, you have so much faith in us, and I don't even know why.
I know.
Because I looked at this workout and said, I'm not making it through this.
But we finish them.
But we did. We did make it through, by the way. And we did pretty decent, mind you. So I definitely think that has. And, like, I won't get totally into this because I really do think I could do a whole separate podcast on it. You can join me again if you'd like. I mean, why not? But it has made a huge impact in my life and the way I look at myself because I have a support system. Like when I look up and I see my teammates standing around me, like, you can do it. Like, breathe, get back on the bar.
That's an emotional moment too. Like, it just, especially like when your teammates and people you train with, like, believe in you that much and they know what you're capable of, like, especially during competitions, like, it's just emotional.
When Johnny posted that picture the other day and it was him doing the open wad and we were all standing around him talking to him, I was like, dang, that's a powerful picture because it is a perfect.
Shout out Johnny CrossFit.
Yeah, Johnny CrossFit. It was like a perfect depiction of what we're talking about, having that support system.
And I'm newer to this group, but to already like feel so accepted by it, it's been a blessing.
Oh, I couldn't agree.
Yeah.
And, quite a few of us are, well, Darren and Alex and I are pretty much the only ones who have been around for a long time because we live in a military town.
Right.
So, like, you and Johnny and Dan are newer, and Dan's about to leave, so.
We're not talking about that.
No, we're not. I could do a whole podcast on that, too. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, I think that... Okay, you guys are totally not going to get these inside jokes, but just laugh at us and be like, y'all have some issues. We're cool with that. Yeah. So, I think that pretty much covers kind of what we wanted to talk about today.
Just, ladies, love yourselves.
Yes.
Don't be so hard on yourselves. I know, as a female, we feel like we have all these expectations that are totally unrealistic.
Absolutely.
That we have to fulfill for ourselves or for someone else. But guess what? It's not about someone else. No. It's about yourself. It's about how you feel, how you perform, and you got to take care of yourself. You got to you got to eat right. You got to exercise, and don't limit yourself.
No. Honestly, like, everything's just between you and God. I mean, I'm a Christian, so I talk to God. If you don't, like, the universe or whatever, like, floats your boat. But that's really all that matters. Like, your relationship with God and how you two communicate and what He's created you to be. It's not what someone else wants. What the cute guy next door that you're really trying to catch his attention, it's not what he wants. It's not what's best for him. Even if you're already married and you feel like you're having to change yourself for your husband, like, that's not healthy either because it's not about him. It's about you. And that's something that I think we need to remember. And that, just some kind of, like, key points to take away. Like, food is fuel. So make decisions that fuel your body, not just, like, satisfy you for 30 minutes and then you feel empty again. food is not emotional fuel, it's physical fuel. So I think we need to remember that. And that also, like, being strong is beautiful, and
Absolutely.
following your dreams and pursuing what you want to do is beautiful, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
And just one last thing. I know in boot camp, what we have them do is one of their first weeks, we have them put sticky notes somewhere where they know they're going to see it, either on their computer, on their bathroom, mirror, in their car, wherever, of a positive reminder, even if they don't necessarily believe it yet, just something positive for their day. So I think that's a really good thing to do. Like, I am beautiful, or I am strong. I am going to reach my full potential as an athlete, as a mother, as a wife, whatever it is. Just something positive is, really good, and it's a really good way to start your day off, I think. Yeah. Personally.
I completely agree. And also, if you want to join in on the nutrition challenge we were talking about earlier.
Back to that.
Shameless plug, nutrition challenge.
I just looked at my hands.
Yeah, I know.
For the first time.
It starts May 5th, right?
Yep.
May.
And
starts in May, so there's plenty of time to still get signed up if it's something you're interested in.
They're weighing you before and after, and really monitoring what you're eating. And then Alex is actually going to take on, I think she said 5 in-house clients after this.
Which is cool. I mean, she's been trained in this, so that would be really cool.
Because Alex is awesome.
And you will get coaching along the way and access to educational videos.
And lots of support.
Yep. There will be some free prizes and drawings and things like that. So if you're interested, let us know. If you already go to Black Dog, well, then just, go to the Pro Shop counter. If you don't, hit us up. Also, if you have any other questions or comments or anything like that, let us know. Comment on this podcast, comment on this video, ask us on Facebook, whatever it may be. I'll put our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook handles in the little info section so that you can get a hold of us if you need to. If you feel like someone needs to hear this podcast, please share it with them. We're here for you guys, and we enjoy doing it for you guys. And Julia's probably going to be doing more podcasts with me because we hang out all the time. So
fun time. Fun time, guys.
Yeah, it is always a party with us. That's for sure. And we just want to help you guys and answer your questions. So I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Sounds good? All right. Bye, guys.